Welcome to the Barker Podcast Collection.
I suck, you suck, I suck at Call of Duty. You suck. You suck. You suck.
Welcome to the Not Playing Podcast. My name's Rob Howard, and this week I'm joined by
Ian Bruce
and Marcus Hurley.
Okay, so yeah, I've had a week off and I bought a PS4 Pro. I've been putting it off for a while, but the stars aligned and I was able to get one, and it was pretty cool. It arrived last Sunday. Ordered it from Amazon. It was 330 quid, I think, and I got Dishonored 2 with it. 20 quid off. And I also bought Uncharted 4 because I had to buy Uncharted 4. So far, my overall impression of it is that it's a serious bit of gaming kit. Really is. Doesn't feel like a toy in the slightest after having spent most of the last few years on PC. It definitely didn't feel like that sort of step down that the Xbox 360 was back in the day. Just the amount of like services and sort of streaming and all those kind of options. I'm tinkering with it still. I haven't really figured out all the things it does. But obviously the main thing is playing games pretty well, which it does. I'm not running it through a 4K set, although I do intend to get one eventually. That's why I went for the Pro. But there are definitely, well, I mean, I haven't been able to make a side-by-side comparison or anything, but all I will say is that Uncharted 4, I'm pretty sure, is running at native 1080p, so it just looks incredible. And I don't know if I can say the same for Dishonored 2, because although I've heard that's quite demanding on PC. But yeah, that's all I've played on it so far, so I don't know. Have you guys got any kind of questions about like the hardware or anything like?
I was just wondering, have you heard about the recent reports coming out about the 4K TV setups and the whole black screen thing with some? I don't know. There's some kind of workaround. Some people are finding that when they connect the Pro up to a 4K screen, they're not the video processing isn't coming out straight away.
What, in games?
No, for the actual PS4 Pro.
Like for games?
I think so. Yeah.
For like. I haven't heard anything like that. Like I say,
when you said you didn't have a 4K TV, because I was wondering whether you'd experienced that. But yeah, no, I've literally just been reading about it.
Yeah, well, I'm only running it through 1080p screen at the moment, so I can't really comment on that.
I think it might just be an LG thing. It might be more the TVs than the actual PS4 Pro. Right. It might just be the way that they process the info. Yeah,
Eurogamer did a very useful article a couple of weeks ago, sort of suggesting what 4K screens would be best for gaming.
Yeah.
So I'm following that advice fairly.
Yeah, I imagine it's kind of like the old LCD ones where you want to reduce latency and stuff and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't really know about the TV side of it.
No, that's cool.
But yeah, it's really cool. I like the controller. I thought I would hate the whole symmetrical thumbsticks again, but that really doesn't bother me once I get into it. And yeah, so yeah, it's a really nice bit of kit. It's got some really interesting like power saving features where you can like put the console into like a sort of sleep state where it will still charge your controllers and download updates and stuff like that, which is handy. And you can set it for how long it will stay awake for. I've got like you can set how long provides power to the USB slots. Like, it's weird. Just so that it will only leave them on to charge your controller and then switch the rest of it off, which is kind of handy.
No, that's kind of
but
cool.
Yeah, I suppose that's all a bit boring, but like, yeah, sort of in terms of the actual games, yeah, Uncharted 4, just brilliant. I knew I'd love it. It's so slick. It kind of gave me the option to play with a lock-on aim, but I found that annoying because it was picking my targets for me. because it's really quite. It's quite. Well,
You're such
I want
a
to shoot the guy on the
snobby
left.
PC gamer. Jesus.
Yeah, but it's got like auto aim, like, and it's very soft and it doesn't feel too obvious. It's just enough to sort of, when you're looking for a scope and stuff, you're kind of in the rough area of where the guy is, and you just have to fine adjust it. So, but yeah, it's really cool. I mean, the game's not really about shooting so much. There's a lot of that in there, but it's mostly just about kind of maneuvering your way through these really convincing locations. Like it sort of feels like so much better than a game like Assassin's Creed, where you can kind of see the grid, as it were. In Uncharted, it really does feel like you're actually, and it's not. In the earlier Uncharted games, it was very much like this is the way forward. And this one, though, you definitely feel like you have options of how to traverse some of these areas, and that's all really cool. Yeah, the combat's really good. All of the areas, they're like huge, all of them. Like, the one I've just got to is Madagascar, and like just that map is probably the size of Grand Theft Auto 5. It's massive. I mean, you probably haven't got quite as much detail there, but like, it's a big kind of sort of, it's a big deserty area, and you're milling around in this truck that's got a tow cable on it that you can actually pull out, and you've got this cable that you're dragging up to areas and literally winding round areas. Like, it's just like the programming for that, just blows my mind, like how that would work. And yeah, it's just really slick. I'm about halfway through it. And the only reason I haven't been playing it is because I wanted to give Dishonored 2 a little go, which I'm also enjoying, but doesn't feel in the same league at all. I don't know whether that's because Dishonored 2 is like more of a multi-platform game, and Uncharted is one that's built so specifically for PlayStation. But I think if the reason I got it for PS4 was mostly just because I got the discount. It was the cheapest way to get the game, and I'm not averse to controllers. I can deal with that, but I probably would prefer to play it with a mouse. So I've been playing it the high chaos way, and that involves like lots of death, basically. And yeah, it's cool because the execution animations are like really visceral and brutal.
Can I ask a question? Have you this Dishonored 2 on the PC has been getting ripped a new one for frame rate and all kinds of shit to do with level loads and number of processors or cores being used. How's it running on the PS4?
Well, it's not. Well, it's the load times are still quite severe. And there's nothing you can do about the hard drive in the PS4. You can put in a solid state drive, but because it's on a SATA 3, it's not going to make that much difference. Okay. But
frame rate and stuff, load between levels, not.
Yeah, it's playable. I think it's probably 30. I don't know. It doesn't look as sharp as Uncharted, so I don't think it's like native 1080p. I think it's probably scaled up. But it's perfectly playable, as playable as it can be with a controller. But, it's not a game that's got lots of shooting in. You've got the auto aim on the crossbow and the gun. But it's the thing that annoys me about Dishonored 2 and Dishonored, all of them games, is the amount of reading. It's fucking annoying.
Just don't do it, mate.
Like, yeah, but it's there.
Well, just don't do it. Just skip. The game will be the same whether you read the shit or not.
But will it though? There's stuff about characters.
It will.
And things.
It's the same game.
It just winds me up because I just feel like there's content there that I should be investing in and to get the most out of it.
But if you read it all, then it's what like an 80-hour game. But if you don't, then it's what 10, 12 hours.
Probably, yeah.
I just love the irony that you're so averse to books, but
but
you've essentially taken on a digital
yeah.
interactive book.
Jesus.
Why I don't read books? Because I hate reading,
But
it's like annoying.
Reading is hard.
You must.
But if you put it in front of me, I have to read it. It's not the game's problem. It's my problem. I fully admit that. The other thing that's weird about Dishonored 2, was you start the game as Emily Coldwin, who's the daughter of the
guy before,
one of the characters from the first game, and it's really nice intro, and everyone's like, Your Majesty and all this, and then S hits the F, and you're given a choice of who you want to play as. Do you want to play as Emily Coldwin, or are you a female-hating Trump supporter? So you can play as the original.
I'm fairly
guy,
sure that's
Corvo.
not how it's labelled.
but that's kind of how it felt. I know everything's got. It's difficult. It's easy to look at things through that lens right now, but it just made me feel like, well, of course I'm going to play as Emily because I started the game as Emily, and it's like totally fine.
A number of people have played it through as both and using different play styles, and they said it really works. So,
the choice?
If you play as her or him, it's a different game. If you play as him, play as her first because that's a new one. You get to know the map, then you can go through and ninja it or Rambo it as him. That seems to be getting some good, reasonably fair reviews and stuff. That you. It's a slightly different game with different characters. That's kind of cool. Nice. I'm up for that.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, I mean, if nothing else, it adds replay value. I probably won't bother replaying it just because I'd probably play something else. But no, it's cool. I've played through the first 2 missions so far. It definitely looks like a bit of an upgrade. There's some really nice sort of lighting effects and shaders and smoke and stuff that's really cool.
It uses a different engine now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's called the Void engine, I think, which is based on id Tech.
id Tech 5.
Because I think the first one was Source.
Unreal 3, I think it was. Yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh no, it just looked like Half-Life.
Yeah, because of the...
Yeah. It had the same artist on it or something. But this takes place in a different part of that world, universe, whatever.
Frame rates in the busy areas and the cities and stuff, they all right?
Yeah,
I just wonder why it's so shit on the PC. It seems to be this month's Arkham Knight. Oh well.
Oh really? Yeah,
Oh,
I heard it was a bit difficult, and it's got some really high system requirements. So I'm kind of glad to just be avoiding all that bollocks, to be honest, and just sticking it in, and it works. There was like a 9 gig. Yeah, always. It was like I had to do I had to download a 9 gig day one patch for it.
Oh, God.
So I intended to play it one night and didn't because I had to wait an hour for PSN to download the fifth. Yeah, but it was alright. I just played Uncharted instead, and it downloaded in the background. Thing popped up saying it's installed now, which is quite cool. Being able to do all that. And what else about Dishonored 2 was I going to mention? I think that's pretty much it, to be honest. It's really good. I'm really enjoying the PS4. One more thing. I actually was, because I'm a considerate person, I thought I would get the remote play Doobry so that I could beam it upstairs, as I expected to be able to do that. Unfortunately, because I've got the PS4 connected to Wi-Fi and I'm on Wi-Fi up here as well, the network isn't fast enough.
Does it tell you it's not fast enough, or does it try and it's just shit?
It tried, then it told me it wasn't fast enough.
Oh wow!
I literally got the screen up so I could see what was on the TV downstairs, and then it just crapped out. So
can't you can just do it anyway, can't you? If you're on the same network with a PC, you can remote play to the PlayStation. You don't need a dongle for it specifically.
No, the dongle there was just for the controller,
okay, gotcha.
So I don't have to plug it in. I realised that too late, actually. I thought I needed the thing.
I found that very confusing as I was researching my own PS4, which will be coming after Black Friday, I expect.
Cool. So that's a bummer. I think if I can get the... I think it's just that the Wi-Fi receiver in the PS4 is just not very good, because the one I've got up here is good. It's like proper 5G style business.
I know we've spoken about this before, and I'm sure it's something you've looked at, but for the benefit of listener, I will suggest it again. We've got plug internet extensions here. So
on the electric.
And we've had them for about 7 years, and my PC in my office, let's call it, it's the boys' room really, is absolutely as fast as my wife's in the lounge where she's plugged direct into the router.
Yeah.
Maybe that would help. My PS3's plugged direct into the router.
Sorry,
it's plugged into a router
boost,
which is plugged into the plug thing. So, I mean, it's they're reasonably priced, and in my experience, at least, they provide great speeds for shit. So I could do PS Now, for example. I had the right speed for PS Now when I did the whatever it was, 30-minute trial or whatever.
Yeah. Cool. Oh no, I'll give that a go then. Yeah, there's a number of options. The other option is bringing the PS4 up here.
Yeah.
My monitor is so ancient that it doesn't have HDMI, but I could get an adapter, and the controller actually has a headphone jack in it, so I could just stick these on.
A lot of people suggest getting a new monitor instead of trying to force HDMI into VGA or DVDI. It's not.
Yeah, sometimes you get sound issues or something, or the video doesn't come through.
Yep.
Because it's all one unit, and you're trying to split the signal up by converting it through
a 4K monitor,
adapter,
mate.
and it doesn't always work.
I'm just going to get a 4K TV. I've already seen the one I want. It's a Panasonic DX750. It's 58 inches.
Nice.
Oh, yeah!
So you'll be playing it from outside your bedroom.
I don't know if it will fit, if I'll be able to actually get it up here, so I might...
You'll have a shiny new wall
get a flat.
on one side of your room.
Yeah, just get a HoloLens.
I just need a new house.
Yeah, no, I mean,
a new place to live.
What Ian was saying was pretty good as well, because I've got one of those, I think I mentioned it before, I've also got one of those Wi-Fi extenders, and I've got mine sitting in a cupboard, sort of like the cloakroom cupboard, because my flat, even though it's tiny, the walls are built in a weird way that they dampen signals. So I couldn't, from where my bed was, I couldn't get the Wi-Fi signal from the living room. And you've been around my place, Rob, you know how tiny my flat is. So for the walls to completely kill a Wi-Fi signal from that distance, bloody hell, I don't know what they're made from, but I've got one sitting in the cupboard, and I've got Wi-Fi through there. So they do work.
And at time of recording, anyway, Black Friday hasn't happened yet, and Amazon definitely has some Wi-Fi extender deals in their Black Friday pot.
I would say, definitely.
Okay, well, I'll be having a little look on there and adding some stuff to my wish list, I think. This has been the Not Playing podcast in partnership with notlistening.co.uk, where you can also hear myself, Marcus and Ian talk about movies and TV on the Not Watching podcast, and Adam, Ash and Will talk about all manner of funny things on the Not Listening podcast. You can email us at notplayingpodcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet out or follow us on Twitter at notplayingpod. You can find the show notes for this show at notlistening.co.uk, and if you're listening to us on iTunes, then please do give us a review. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for listening. See ya.
With no booty, my friend, I'm